You know when you tell a toddler not to touch the stove because it's hot and they don't listen and they just do it anyway and wind up getting burned? That's gambling, except in this version, you never actually learn. You touch the stove again and again and again, and you've been warned a million times, you've been burned a million times, you've been broke a million times, and yet you keep touching the stove. And every single time you touch it, you swear it's the last one. You swear you'll stop after this. You swear that once you win your money back that you're done touching the stove, but it never stops. You keep reaching out like this time it won't hurt, like the outcome will actually change just because you want it to. And after a while, you actually just stop feeling the pain. You feel completely numb and you just leave your hand on the burning stove waiting for something to happen. Eventually, it's not learning about to not touch the stove anymore. It's learning that you need to turn it off because every time you leave the stove on, you will get burned. That's what living inside gambling addiction is actually like. The stove isn't the sports book. It's not the slot machine. It's not the casino. It's actually your brain, and it's your brain searching for dopamine. It's the illusion of control that you place one safe bet or the tiny voice in your head that says you're due. Every gambler thinks they're playing a game of skill, but the game is really you versus your brain chemistry. When you lose, you chase, and when you win, you press because it was never really about the money. It was about feeling that burn. That burn made you feel alive, and the worst part is you start to need it even when you know that it's destroying you. At first, every loss hurts. You feel the panic, the rage, the guilt, the scramble, but the longer you stay in it, the more you ultimately adapt to the chaos. You start to normalize the pain, and you can lose your paycheck and convince yourself it's just part of the grind. You start making jokes about it. You start lying to everyone, even lying to yourself. The most lies you tell will be to yourself. And eventually, you stop reacting altogether. You don't even flinch when you lose. You just reload. Because the burn's gone and being numb feels safer than feeling. That's how gambling takes you. It doesn't just take your money, it takes your nervous system. And every gambler's got the same list of lies. I'm just trying to win it back. I'm just trying to find a good run. I'm due for a win. I'll stop when I get back XYZ. I'm not actually addicted. I can stop whenever I want. I just like watching sports. They're all the same. And you build this whole belief system around those lies because without them, you'd have to face the truth that you're completely out of control. You tell yourself that you're chasing money, but ultimately what you're just chasing is relief. Relief from boredom, from anxiety, from shame, from your job, from your relationship, from where you're at in life. And when that relief only lasts for 10 seconds, you turn the stove back on. Here's the part that nobody really wants to hear. Turning the stove off means letting go of everything that feeds it. The apps, the group chats, the people you follow on social media, the idea that you can still just be a fan of it for a little while and that you can bet responsibly and that this time you'll figure it out. You have to let go of that. It's simple. You can't keep playing with fire and not expect to get burned. Only this time, every time you play with fire, you wind up burned. For me, turning the stove off meant cutting access off from my money. It meant giving control of it to someone else. It meant adding an authorized user to my bank account. It meant putting limits on my credit card so that if I spent more than $1, somebody would be notified. And it didn't just mean deleting every sports betting app. It meant opting out or self-excluding from it and then deleting it. And to be transparent, it honestly felt early on like I was losing a part of myself because this had been my identity and everything that I thought about so long, but ultimately I was just getting myself back. Because when you stop gambling, you start to feel again, and that's frankly terrifying. All that numbness fades and the pain comes back and the anxiety and the what did I just do to my life all starts coming back and hits you square in the face. I mean, I'm thinking about regret, embarrassment, the reality of my situation. But if you stay there long enough, you start to notice something else. Peace, calmness, that boredom, that's a good thing. You realize that life's not supposed to feel like this constant state of chaos or fire. You can sit still, you can breathe, you can live without trying to win and feel like you're always chasing because the chase never stops. And eventually you realize that turning off that stove that you thought would be the end of the world was really just you starting your life over. It's building something new because as long as that stove stays on, you are going to get burned. So turn it off for good. And if you're someone who's trying to stop gambling, this channel is for you. Make sure you subscribe.